Previously on the Simselorette, Abigail faced a whirlwind of emotions as she introduced the guys to her family. Romeo's visit took a nosedive with awkward moments and uncomfortable conversations, leaving Abigail anxious to move on. But things quickly turned around when Rowen arrived, charming everyone with his humor and warmth. But as Rowen reassured Abigail about his feelings, the tension around Connor continued to loom large. Abigail was left torn between her undeniable attraction to Connor and the steady, heartfelt connection she shared with Rowen and Romeo. Now, with Connor's visit up next, the stakes couldn't be higher. Who will win her heart, and how will she narrow down the final two? Connor has arrived at her parents' house for the final family meet and greet. Let's see how this unfolds. Connor arrived at Abigail's parents' house, dressed in his signature casual clothes that perfectly captured his unbothered, laid-back attitude. As the door swung open, his lips curved into a playful grin. "Hey, gorgeous," he drawled, his voice smooth with a hint of teasing confidence. "Think your parents are ready for all this charm?" His eyes danced with flirtation and mischief, fully aware of the effect he had, and clearly savoring every moment. Later that evening, Connor took over the kitchen, preparing dinner for Abigail's family, a gesture that came naturally to him. Cooking for family was something he truly enjoyed, and tonight he was determined to impress. As they sat down to eat, Abigail's father leaned forward, his expression serious. "We've seen you two on TV, Connor. I have one question for you. What are your intentions with my daughter? I'm not convinced they're genuine," he stated bluntly. Connor hesitated, caught off guard by the directness. The truth was, he wasn't entirely sure of his intentions himself. All he knew was that he couldn't seem to control his attraction to Abigail whenever she was around. For now, he was just enjoying getting to know her. So he met her father's gaze and replied, "I'm not sure, sir. It's too early to tell." Abigail's parents weren't exactly won over by Connor's non-committal response. As the evening wound down, Abigail pulled Connor into the bathroom for a private conversation. "Oh, I was hoping you'd pull me aside for some alone time," Connor teased with a suggestive wink. Abigail's expression remained serious. "I'm not pulling you aside for anything like that. I'm confused, Connor. I need to know what's happening between us and if you're serious." Connor shrugged, his casual demeanor unwavering. "Abigail, we're having fun. Why stress over this?" But his words did nothing to ease the turmoil she felt inside. Once again, Connor failed to give her the clarity she desperately needed. With the family meetings behind her, Abigail was more confused than ever. Her feelings for Connor were still strong, but she couldn't shake the uncertainty. Was it purely physical, or was there potential for something deeper? Romeo's unwavering kindness and sweetness tugged at her heart, while Rowen's ability to make her laugh like no one else kept her drawn to him. With the next rose ceremony looming, Abigail was faced with a difficult decision. Who would she send home? And even now, she was unsure of which one that would be. Abigail decided that the only way to clarify her feelings was to spend some one-on-one time with each of the guys before making her final decision. She and Romeo spent a lovely afternoon by the ocean, followed by a relaxing dip in the hot tub. Flirty conversations, shared stories, and a deep sense of mutual respect brought them closer together. Until... "Abigail," Romeo began, his voice gentle but firm, "I'm aware of what happened between you and Connor at the gym. I just don't think Connor is the guy for you." "He was bragging about what happened after you got off the basketball court," Romeo continued, his tone serious. "He was gloating about you two doing it in the shower." He paused, taking a deep breath. "Listen, I'm not upset with you. I just think he's taken advantage of you, and I don't want to see you get hurt." "I think he's just a non-committal guy, Abigail," Romeo said, his voice earnest. "I can't say for sure, but if it's true, he's here for all the wrong reasons." Abigail hesitated, uncertainty clouding her expression. She wasn't sure if Romeo's assessment was accurate. While she didn't know everything about Connor, his family-oriented nature and the things she did know made her doubt the idea that he might be non-committal. After her conversation with Romeo, Abigail was more confused than ever. Sensing her uncertainty, Rowen decided to take a thoughtful approach for their one-on-one time. He arranged a couples massage, hoping the relaxing experience would help them both unwind and perhaps provide some clarity. "Abigail," Rowen said softly, I know you have a very tough decision ahead of you. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I support you. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. I didn't hear Connor say any of those things myself, but since he and Romeo don't always see eye to eye, it's hard to tell what's real and what isn't. Rowen had a remarkable ability to soothe Abigail's flustered emotions and make her feel better. "Thank you, Rowen," Abigail said gratefully. "You always know exactly what to say. I'm so happy to have you here as my rock." "I'm happy to be here for you," Rowen said sincerely. "I genuinely care about you, Abigail. That's why I think you need to go talk to Connor right now. Clear the air with him and get everything sorted out." Abigail nodded, knowing deep down that she needed to have an honest conversation with Connor. However, the thought of laying everything out on the table made her stomach churn with anxiety. "It's okay, Abigail," Rowen reassured her. "Go get some clarity and I'll be here when you're done. Everything will work out the way it's meant to." He gave her a supportive nod as Abigail headed off to find Connor for their chat. Abigail led Connor away from the villa to a quiet spot where they could talk privately. "Hey, babe," Connor said, his voice low and smooth. "You look stunning today." His breathy words sent a rush of heat through Abigail, igniting a deep burn in her stomach. But she reminded herself to stay focused. She needed to address the issues between them. "No, Connor, no more seductive banter," Abigail said, her voice tight with frustration. "I need to know how you really feel about me. I've heard you were bragging about us in the shower. You never share anything significant other than how hot you think I am, and I just don't know where I really stand with you." She finished, breathless from the intensity of her emotions. With clear frustration radiating from him, Connor shouted, "What do you want me to say, Abigail? I'm not the kind of guy who moves fast or lays every thought and feeling out on the table. I'm not Romeo. I don't have smooth, calculated lines for everything. I live in the moment, and right now I know I'm deeply attracted to you and having fun." He took a deep breath, then continued, "And for the record, I didn't tell anyone anything. Romeo confronted me about it, and I was just honest with him. He was being a pompous jerk. I'm sorry if you feel betrayed by that, but it is what it is. We had our moment, and you can't deny the passion we shared." In that moment, Abigail realized that Connor might not be non-committal, but he definitely was hot-headed. She wasn't sure how to feel about his fiery outburst. On one hand, his passionate response was incredibly alluring. On the other hand, she felt a twinge of shame for finding his intensity so exciting. She stood there in stunned silence, struggling to process her conflicting emotions towards him. Suddenly, he grabbed her by the waist and pulled her closer, her body betraying her the instant his hands met her hips. As he leaned in, Connor whispered, "Abigail, I don't know what the future holds for us, but one thing I do know for certain is that I can't think straight around you. Whenever I'm with you, I'm consumed by one thought, and one thought alone. Making you mine. Again." Before Abigail could react, Rowen appeared, having come to check on her after they had been gone for quite some time. Connor quickly pulled away and said, "Listen, Abigail, you decide whatever you need to decide. I haven't been dishonest with you throughout this entire process. I've been myself, and that's all I can do." That evening, Abigail sat down to compile a list of what she likes about each of the guys, hoping it would bring her some clarity. She has tough decisions to make at tomorrow morning's rose ceremony, knowing that no matter what, someone will get hurt, including herself. Thank you for tuning into the latest episode of the Simselorette. Up next, a rose ceremony that will change everything. Who will make it to the final two and enjoy a private getaway with Abigail? And soon, who will receive the final rose and win Abigail's heart forever? Stay tuned for more excitement. To get caught up and enjoy other content, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.